Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing a case study on a Shopify brand we've been working with now for just about 3 months. Pretty much what's been happening the last few months is they've gone from about $50,000 in organic revenue to $87,000 in organic revenue in the last 30 days. So I'm going to walk you through essentially how we got started, the strategy we built, the process we've been using, and even a couple of things we've done with Chat GPT. So let's go ahead and get into it. So CMO DM'd me on Twitter sometime in December, I think mid-December. They were ending the relationship with their previous agency, which they've been with for about a year at the time. They were ready to turn up the volume on organic sales. He had seen some of my stuff on Twitter, and so we sorted out the details around middle of January and got to work. So like I said, before we got started, brand's organic revenue was about $50,000. $50K is solid, but you got to keep in mind this brand was not running any paid ads, so they were relying strictly on organic traffic. So anyway, fast forward to now, early April, like I said, they were $10 short of $87,000 in the last 30 days. So 74% increase in organic revenue, 21% increase in organic conversion rate, which is excellent as well. Over the past 10 years, they've made most of their money on 2 to 3 product categories, but things have changed, which is also another part of the reason they were looking to move to another agency. Essentially, the margins on those products are not ideal. There's a couple other products that essentially require less time for them and have better margins, so they're looking to push that line of products. And they're great. This brand, 2 or 3 products they've been selling are the best in the country. Like, they are the top supplier of it. But these new products are super competitive. So they essentially were like a derivative of the main products they were selling. And the derivative product categories are, again, one of the most competitive niches in SEO. I can't tell you the niche or the keywords or anything like that, but this is what the main keyword looks like. So that's that. Ahrefs numbers aren't super accurate. Like, don't get me wrong, this keyword difficulty number can be super inaccurate, as well as can the search volume. I mean, this is just fluctuation. Like, it's at some points of the year, it's up, and at least in the last 12 months, it was up near the 30K mark. Right now, it's only at like 11, which appears to be like the average here. But anyway, it's pretty competitive. So just as with every DTC brand we work with, we always build a custom strategy. We don't just say, hey, you're going to get X blogs a month, and we'll build Y number of backlinks. Like, we're going to build you a custom strategy that's designed to help you meet your goals, both next month, next quarter, next year. Like, we are building out alongside your business. All right. So the first thing we always start with is technical SEO. So we ran a site audit, started prioritizing the findings, made changes from there. 404s, broken links, non-canonical URLs. This is a Shopify specific issue, which is the only CMS we actually work with. So we only work with Shopify brands. Indexing issues, orphan pages, missing duplicate meta titles, descriptions, and plenty of other ones. Every single brand we've ever worked with or audited their site on has at least one of these problems. So this is your reminder now to run that audit on your site. I guarantee you will find plenty of things that are holding you back. And the best part is they're generally, for the most part, super easy to fix. So it shouldn't take you much time. Now, while our dev team was getting into the technical stuff, I dove into their analytics, search console, Ahrefs, kind of wanted to get a lay of the land where things were at, which pages were driving the most sales, where the rankings fall, things like that, right? I wanted to know, like I said, where things stood and what opportunities were kind of what they were missing out on. So what the last agency ignored that I knew we could capitalize on in the first, 30, 60 days and really make some impact. We identified a few opportunities immediately. Capitalized on those. Traffic jumped almost within the first 3 weeks we started, which is awesome. Revenue jumped alongside that, which is great. So plenty of other opportunities over the next few months. We started building out content clusters, things like that, really focusing on this 2 to 3 new categories, the product categories that they wanted to build and scale. So we were focusing on content and keyword research around those. I had a general idea of what I thought the strategy would look like, but I wanted to sit down with the CMO and the founder, which is what I, again, do with every brand about 10 to 12 days into our strategy. So I just want to run it by them, show them what we're going to do, make sure it aligns with exactly what we talked about, in this discovery and sales process, making sure, it is exactly what they're looking for. Okay. Also, I'm super big on transparency. Like, it's their business and we are there to help them grow their business. I want them to know what's going on. Also, if they know how we're planning for SEO, they can also align their other channels, to cooperate and, essentially double up on the effort we're giving. So anyways, I my hunches were right. So the strategy I built was like 99% right. So 100% sure after that meeting, we got started. All right. So like I said, we build strategies to kind of make waves in the first 30, 60 days, as well as, 90 days out, 6 months out, years out. Okay. Um, they all look the same from 10,000 feet though. Technical SEO, which I already covered, keyword research, on-page optimization, and link building. Okay. So like I said, I already briefly touched on technical SEO. I won't get into the specifics of all of the changes we made, but just as a reminder that you should run an audit on your site and make any of the changes that you find. Keyword research. So I told you that they had already identified that but they were really focused on scaling those 2 or 3 product categories. So they had 900 products, 60 plus collection pages, plenty of keywords, but we were only focused on those 2 or 3. Okay. Start with the hardest one, which is the one I showed you with the Ahrefs keyword difficulty, which is like 11,000 searches and 70 something difficulty. If we capture this one, the other 2 were closely enough related that they would probably fall into place alongside of it. Now, it's not so easy as just optimizing the keyword or one page for that keyword and just hoping you get to the top, right? That's never going to work. So I dug into keywords at every stage of the funnel. So obviously the target keyword is a bottom of funnel keyword. We're looking to put that collection page in the number 1 spot for a bottom of funnel keyword. However, customers don't just start at the bottom of the funnel, right? Like they have plenty of things they search for before they arrive to the bottom of the funnel. So middle of funnel, top funnel type content. Okay. So as I'm looking through these types of keywords, I realized the middle and top of the funnel aren't that competitive. The content's not great. So our competitors are pretty average. And I knew if we could win these and we could structure our internal linking, then we would end up getting the 1 spot for both the middle and top of funnel keywords, as well as ultimately the bottom of funnel, which is the one we're really interested in. So those keywords in place and the clusters kind of identified, we got to on-page optimization. Now, typically we start with product and collection pages, almost always. But Google had been ranking the products in these particular focus categories and even the categories pretty high with not a lot of on-page optimization. So what I wanted to do instead was I wanted to experiment with just starting with blog content, so the middle and top funnel content, and building internal links and seeing if any changes in like what we built as we build internal links and we build topical authority. I wanted to see if any of those would really move the needle much. The collection pages and the product pages started to move a bit, but not really enough. Wasn't super pleased with how slowly they were moving, right? So, and like I said, we're looking to make waves pretty quickly. So we were creating 4 to 5 blogs a month. Like I said, it was basically best keyword for symptoms. So replace those with the keyword we were targeting and one of the variants of the clusters we had. 20 to 30 of those. The cluster was great because it's middle of funnel, and these particular middle of funnel, we have a legitimate chance of making money if someone comes into our website, the brand's website, from these particular blogs. Like they were not just something you read and click off. Like there's a good chance someone's going to shop and buy. We have call to actions linked to all the products in these blogs, so even increased chance there. Because they're like a best of type blog content, there are plenty of internal link opportunities, meaning we can build internal links from the blog page to both the collection pages and the specific product pages covered in the blog. Now, I will get into backlinks in a second, and I want you to keep that internal link opportunity in mind. So, like I said, our content writing is pretty great, and the competitors were super average, so I had no doubt that we would start to win some of these keywords pretty immediately, and that is the case. We start with in-depth brief creation. Usually takes us, between the brief and the actual writing, takes us a couple hours per piece. So one of my friends on Twitter had to say about our briefs. I'm the one that creates the briefs, pass off to writers, and all of our writers are native English speakers. So we don't outsource any of their brand's content to other countries for lower margins. We are taking care of our brands. All right. So on to link building. So I already mentioned the niche was crazy competitive, and you are not going to get to the number 1 spot without backlinks. It's very rare, and it would have to be a very low competition, pretty much low competition niche for you to not need backlinks to get into the 1 spot. Or you need to have a ton of topical authority, both of which take a lot of time and effort to accrue. So our content will probably get us to page 1. That's fine, but page 1 isn't number 1, and that's not good enough. So First few months, we built backlinks at a rate of 6 to 8 per month. For every link we build, we run through a 6-step QA process. Pretty much, we look for making sure we're avoiding any link farms, making sure the site wasn't hit by any recent Google updates, making sure the traffic is actually real, making sure the keywords are making sure it's actually within our niche, it's not a totally irrelevant niche and we're just pursuing a backlink because. And then the links we actually build, we also use very few exact match anchors. I'll actually break our anchor text percentages, our spread, down in another video. We vary the destination, so where the link actually comes from on the other site to our website. We vary them between the homepage, the collection page, and the blog post. Again, I'll break that down in the other video with the anchor text variation. We also build a ton of internal links, which I mentioned. So essentially, internal links help build topical authority and lift the rankings of the product and collection pages. Now, if you think back to the blog content I mentioned in the middle of the funnel, which was best of. So Google pretty much ignores many backlinks that are built directly to product pages. And that's because it views it as a spammy link and it's pretty much endorsed by the site it's coming from. So if you want your product pages to rank higher and you can't build links to them because Google is going to ignore them, what do? Well, you build backlinks from the website, the other site, to your product page, to your blog page, and then use internal links to carry that same authority from the blog page to the product page you want to rank. So as we were building links to these blogs, we were also providing ourselves with 10 to 15 internal link opportunities to each product, how many were on the blog, each blog, right? And as a result, all the product pages saw a massive increase in ranking. Like I said, it wasn't fast enough, and we had not yet made any product or collection page optimization changes. Aside from the meta title, we had not changed any of the content physically on the page. So things are moving okay. They're moving in the right direction, just not very quickly. So we want to speed things up. So here's where we get into on-page optimization, actually for the money pages. So started with the 3 collections. We have one writer on our team who only focuses on bottom of funnel money pages, right? He does product pages and he does collection pages. And that's it. No long form blog content, nothing in the middle or top of the funnel. He's excellent at it. One of the best writers I've worked with. So he manually wrote the top three top level collection pages, and we updated these. Every ranking jumped by 2 spots pretty much within a couple of days. So we were amped about that. We knew they was not those on-page changes were not going to put us in the 1 spot, but they made us a lot closer to the 1 spot, and I'm pleased with that. So then we had to tackle the product pages. This should say product pages actually in the categories, and there were 37 of these products in one singular category. And writing 37 product descriptions that are well optimized is a long process. So we could have passed them out to a bunch of different writers, but like I said, we use one writer for our bottom funnel stuff, and he's good. It would have taken him a long time to write 37 product descriptions. So instead, we had him write 3. All of the products were identical at their core. They each just had a different variant. So like I said, he wrote 3 of them. Then we fed them to Chat GPT-4. Then we essentially the prompt we fed it the content. So we said, hey, here are 3 examples of product descriptions we're currently using, and we filtered all of them in. And we said, write another one for this exact same keyword, but a new variant in this exact same style and format. Did this 37 times. And the output was pretty good. It nailed the formatting most of the time. If we asked for 3 bullet points, if it had 3 bullet points in the original, sometimes it would give us 4 or give us 2. So we had to tweak those. But the language was pretty solid. I was pleased with that. It was 89% of the way there. It's really what it was. That's way closer than 0% of the way there. And it was much faster than doing it all, on him, all in the one writer. So what we managed to do was we managed to get all these pages done in a matter of hours. And like I said, it would have taken him and our team really days, maybe weeks to complete. And it definitely would not have fit in the budget for our client. But because we were able to do it all in Chat GPT-4, we had it done in a day, and we could make these changes way faster. So here's how those Chat GPT pages turned out. So these are product page rankings. The keywords are covered up, obviously. But this is where those keywords stand compared to the previous month, which is before we made the updates. So you can see some pretty decent search volume, at least on these top couple, all jumping here. So up 3 spots, up 82 spots. This one was a little surprising. Up 3, up 7, up 1, right? A lot of these are on page 1, so that's cool. As we start to move up the collection page ranking, these will also continue to move up, but we're also going to continue to pay attention to these and still move those up the needle individually. So that's what that's at. The collection pages, which is the ones we're really focused on, here's where they're at. So this is really the important one, the big one. Currently sits in position 14. This is a country-specific alternative to that exact keyword. It's in position 5. And these other ones are the other 2 product categories that we're focused on. So one is on page 1, the other one not quite there yet, but looking to move it there pretty soon. So we're not even on page 1 yet for the biggest keyword, which is the one we're really focused on, and we've already added $37K in organic monthly revenue. Now, this keyword's in position 14. I expect to put it on page 1 in the next 30 to 40 days as we continue to build links, more content, things like that. Once we get it onto page 1, traffic is probably going to take a massive jump. Revenue will probably follow shortly after. But getting it on page 1 is not going to make them a lot of money. It's going to boost traffic, which is really a vanity metric to some degree, at least in e-commerce. Like if you're not making money and you're just driving a lot of traffic, then it doesn't really matter all that much. But once we get to the 1 spot, I think we get there in the next 6 months. I honestly do. And once we get there, that will take the brand easily to 125K plus in a 30-day period, probably more. Probably more actually. So that's it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I will get back to you. And if you're a Shopify brand that's doing 6 or high 5 figures, low 6 figures a month, and you're looking for a proven process like this to scale to the next level and jump off the Google ads and other paid ad channels hamster wheel, let me know. We can book a discovery call at www.newseas.co.